So you guys noticing any noticeable difference on this tour from the last time? Because you've now had 2 tours fairly close together. Are you noticing any difference in the crowds? A little bit more insanity, or is it just about the same?
I think that the obvious thing is the band's getting tighter.
Bands get so you're feeling tighter on stage.
Feel more comfortable with it. It was always a thing where because we don't rehearse together, right. Jeff was it was always going to be a case of sort of match fitness, you know.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And that's the most noticeable things. We're very comfortable with the songs. We've added some new songs that took 1 or 2 hours, and that was painless. It was pretty seamless. It's gone really well. So it's something we're going to explore, I guess, as we go on, and so we just start dropping stuff in.
That's
the most noticeable thing, really.
It feels very natural, you know. It feels very natural. The set we did in January was kind of different. We'd added stuff into it, but it just felt naturally fine. And then the new set we took some out, put some more in. Again, older songs as well, classics and stuff. And it just felt like we'd been playing them all the time. And it's quite strange from that point of view.
Right.
There's, whatever it is just works. And you know, we like I said, me and Tony has like 300 miles apart. Jeff is in Portugal, we're in the UK, so it's like rehearsals like, well, it's pretty
not
difficult.
gonna happen.
So we hit the stage running, and we just turn it on, and it's there, you know, and that's great.
Yeah.
You know,
it's rare too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's rare to have that kind of chemistry. So.
Well, yeah, I know bands that have been like, even for this tour, they were hoping to come on this tour with us as support bands.
Mm-hmm.
We're fucking rehearsing every day from 9 o'clock in the morning to 10 o'clock at night, and I was thinking, fucking hell, that's dedication. You know?
There's still a level in this, in my opinion, in this type of music, there's still a level where that kind of spontaneity needs to still be there. That kind of, this is this gig tonight, even in the same venue, even with the same equipment, even with maybe 2/3 of the same crowd, it's going to be a totally different beast to what it was last night.
Well, it has to be, right? Otherwise it gets boring.
Well, yeah.
For everybody concerned, I guess. If you rehearse that amount of time, you're going to be pretty tight. But are you going to be shocked if something happens in the gig and the guitar sounds shit, or the bass drum falls over, or how do you deal with that? You know, do you just stop the whole thing and put it all back together again? What do you do?
Yeah, like last night, that's a classic. Last night, there was some fucking radio interference or some God channel radio came on, and there was some preacher going, and every time we stopped, and God, and he was going, what the fuck is going on? And we were like taking the piss out of it, and then just hit into the next song. And nobody went, you know, that thing was bothering me, because it didn't bother us. It was like, well, whatever happens, you know, if Jesus walked right through the crowd now and parted the whole film, we'd fucking still play every song straight directly to him.
I think he'd be into it.
You know, that's important, you know, about Tony saying about spontaneity, because what was the core of Venom, and the thing that personally, from my point of view, but from fans who were there at the time and turned on to it, the one thing that was incredible was you didn't know what was going to happen.
Right.
People were scared of it. And so they'd smile while they shat their pants, thinking, I love it, but like, fucking hell, it made them nervous, because it was like, is it going to get from A to B? Is it going to stop somewhere? Is it going to blow up in your hands? It's like, you know, opening a box and not knowing what's in the box. It could be a nice fluffy toy, or it could be a fucking firework, but you just don't know.
I think
that's what keeps the energy up.
There's still an element of danger while you guys are up there, like it's a little unchained. That's fantastic.
I think that stems into, like, myself. I grew up listening to a lot more punk rock than I did metal, and I think that's why I latched on to Venom while I was going through my punk rock phase as a teenager. Same reason that I got into Motorhead too. It was definitely a crossover there. Do you guys see that in the crowds? Or is it strictly...
We did a lot more so when we were doing like Hammersmith Odeon. Because punks, metalheads, bikers tended to not kind of mingle as much.
No, that's right. When I'm older than him, so I know what you're talking about.
Maybe Ramones gig, you would get that kind of thing.
It used to be much more segregated,
So we used to get called punks with long hair, you know. Because bands like the Tigers and Raven, Fist, other bands that came up around where we were from. In that
the neat
we're very much
heavy metal bands.
Heavy metal. You know, and they wore the denim and leather and
high pitched vocal,
high pitched screaming vocals, and they you know, they served the time, they did the clubs, they did the pubs. And then we just sort of stepped in and went fucking
you guys were always the most extreme
what the fuck is that? You know, I mean, I remember being in Impulse Studios I think I'm picking some gear up or whatever. Oh no, we were playing and Fist came in. Guys, they were like big boys. You know, they were big.
Yeah.
Just before the MCA contract?
Yeah. And they came in and they were like, I heard some talking in the next week, they were like, what the fuck is going on there? What the fuck is that? What are the band doing there? It's like, well, that's impressed them. That's fucking, you know, they're fucking ignoring it.
But even now, you know, we did South America there, and we went to Tampico, Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
And as I came off of there was fucking these local skinhead gang all came with these huge motherfuckers, giant guys.
Yeah.
Anybody need slice of pizza?
Great concert, great concert, fucking fantastic, and then just left and they all had their insignia on.
Oh yeah.
I don't know how to take that, but it just draws people in.
Right.
Because, you know, you needs a voice anyway, and when we all want to just go, fuck you to the establishment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's it. They said last night, it's happened to us in Webster Hall in many places, it's a hard curfew.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so cut it at 12. It's like, what we do is we start, and then we go to the end. If that's 12, then that's great.
Right.
If it's not, then that's how it is.
There's a
you know?
problem.
That's
Yeah.
a funny point, but that's something. Venom grew up in an era where, and in a place where kids were kicking against what was going on politically, whatever. You know, we grew up in a very industrial area.
Yeah.
But that side of things has never changed. There's always going to be us and them.
Mm-hmm.
And the guys in the suits are always going to be rolling over people like us. And that means us.
Yeah,
that doesn't mean us in the band, that means all of us. So that hasn't changed, and that doesn't change with borders. The same kids are pissed off in Italy, they're pissed off in
everywhere.
South America, they're pissed off in North America,
and all about the same shit.
But basically the same.
Pretty much, yeah, pretty much.
So we kick against that with fucking, you know, with band logos, with fucking wearing the hair,
Right.
with relying on people. You know, you rely on your friends, you rely on the bands to turn up, and you rely on all this kind of, we call it a family.
Yeah.
You know, whether you're from fucking Holland, you know, you turn up and it's like, you know,
Venom Legions,
you don't even necessarily speak the fucking language. But people just take you in under their, you know, you go sleep in their house and you hang out with them and buy your beers.
And I think for the aged, you know, populace, but also for the youth, we get a lot of young people coming now. But I think what they draw is they think going, right, by the time you get to 50,
right,
you've got to have conformed. And if you look around in the music industry, you see a lot of confirmation.
Yeah.
You know, they've all gone corporate and it's all very organised tours and pay for meet and greets and the machine moves smooth and it runs in a particular way. It's very rare that you get a bunch of guys still at that, maybe exploited and stuff like that.
Right.
And certainly Venom who are still going, fuck you. You know, last night we had no intro, no backdrop. Walked through the crowd, got on stage, plugged ourselves in, he went like, blah, 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 blah. We went, bang.
Yeah.
And people lost their fucking minds.
Right.
Wow. You know, there wasn't like, ooh, nice pyros and a lovely long intro and a limousine pulling up and the whole
You guys have the songs.
Yeah, you don't need it.
It's the songs, and the attitude.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the young people go, fucking hell, I've got a lot of life in front of me that I can rip the shit out of. It doesn't die when I hit 30.
Right.
It's like, that's the inspiring thing, I think. Venom always that voice to go, just fuck it, just keep going until you can't go anymore. Lemmy did it.
Right.
Venom will do it.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
they should.
Is the set list kind of fluid, or are you sticking mostly? I mean, are you getting into like Temples of Ice stuff, or are you just?
We haven't yet.
But you've so far it's like sort of the greatest hits.
Yeah.
I mean, the stuff. I mean, these are amazing songs. Yeah.
They're songs that people haven't really heard with that kind of spirit for so long.
Right.
And it's kind of like rediscovering them for the band as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Jeff puts a set list together, and we all sort of sit down separately and feel our way through it, and feel the way it builds, and sort of the way it kind of has this organic thing of time and all. It's like
that goes back to what you're saying about getting tighter.
Yeah.
Right.
It's you feel one song wants to kind of be a preamble for the next one, and then you want it to kind of have this flow, and that's, you know, that's a set of a good set, you know.
Right.
It's like everybody's sort of feeling it. Oh, wasn't expecting you to do that. Fucking hell, certainly wasn't expecting that. Shit, you've done that.
Are you playing anything off Primeval?
Yes, we've got some Primeval.
Because I love that.
I mean, I think the thing is, you know, we've got that period that we all really liked.
Yes. Now, Primeval was an amazing album.
But when you go out to play, it's really difficult to not have something that people want to hear.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
And what we've discovered is the catalogue is so rich. What do you take out and what do you put in? And for every 3 songs you put in, people go, why didn't you play the other 3? So you put those 3 in, they go, yeah, but you should have played them. It's like, fucking hell, you could be there for 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
I think one of the things we're working on is getting that period of albums free back up to us. So when we re-release those albums, I think then there'll be a period of this band playing more songs from that era.
Is there a plan to re-release them?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because that's great. Because they've been out of print for way too long.
Yeah. And then once this generation can pick those albums up, and then they have those songs have a worth similar to Die Hard, similar to Travis Patrick, similar to, you know, then we'll have another rich vein to kind of dive into.
Yeah, it makes more sense to do it that way.
Now you get guys like yourself saying like, oh wow, that's really.
And then everybody next to you is like, what is that song?
What is that song?
Right.
Right.
So you do.
I'm like, that's Primeval, you asshole. But
we do have that right in the fucking. You know, I'm not being fucking negative to anybody, but you know, that vein is then be tapped into when it's
time.
And that's quite
it'll be like releasing a fucking new album.
Yeah, in a way.
Except we're releasing 3 fucking new albums. You know,
well, we were talking before we came in here about how you guys, the 3 of you, have been together quite a while. I mean, this is not a.
Well, this is the thing.
It's not a thing where you're drafting in a guy. No, you guys have all 3 of you worked together many times.
10 years.
Right.
And you're tight. You know your stuff. It's great.
Without Kronos in the band.
Yeah.
And that's a big period of the band to be denied by one person.
No, I agree.
When there's been a lot of people in Venom, you know.
Right.
I mean, you get Blackmore fucking arguing with fucking Gillan, but he doesn't stop the albums going out.
No.
So how did it feel? I got the first performance was the Keep It Real festival. Is that right?
Keep it true.
Keep it true. I'm sorry.
In Germany, right?
How was it?
I can't remember.
You can't remember. That's maybe a good sign.
I was really ill. We had just been in Russia with Empire of Evil, and I came back and I fell ill with something, and I was really, really bad. And if it hadn't been for the fact that it was Venom Inc's first show,
right,
I would have cancelled the festival. And when I watched the footage back on YouTube when I got home, I was ill for 6 weeks right away through the whole fucking thing, and I can't remember being on stage for the Empire set or the fucking Venom Inc set. It was like it was incredible. I can remember the reaction was incredible.
It was very comfortable, you know, to be first thing and potentially only a one-off.
Right.
So
there was 5 songs done just for the fans.
Yeah. That's, I mean, that whole thing about the fans that were there.
Yeah.
Potentially getting autographs from people that they would never see again.
Yeah.
So that there was that kind of warmth, that kind of feeling of like this is the party, and that's fucking.
You're also with the best possible crowd there.
Go out with a fucking keep it true.
Yeah, definitely.
So it was a you know, win-win situation, even if all we'd ever done was the 5 songs.
Right.
And that is that.
But it obviously led to more.
We couldn't lose, really.
How do you find the crowds respond in the States as opposed to over in Europe?
Last night they sang from the minute we started, every fucking word, right the way through to the end. There's an Australian kid, there was like 6 of them, we had gone to Australia, long story, they came over, but they knew we were playing, they planned their trip because they knew we'd be coming back, so they could see us, because we haven't been in Australia. And the one tall kid was talking to me, I said, oh, you fucking make yourself, on the stage or something, he went, oh yeah, that, and like had this blood clot. He went, no, I punched myself. And I was like, so you punched yourself? He went, yeah, I lost the plot when you played blah blah blah. And I was like, there was nothing came up. I just fucking hit myself.
You guys have that effect. You guys have that effect.
Yeah.
The thing with states is that you're obviously big distances to travel, but each state is slightly different. Whereas if you're going to go, if you take a similar analogy, you're going to go from a Paris crowd and then you're going to travel 500-600 miles, and then it's going to be an Italian crowd. Yeah. They are very, very different people. Yeah. Whereas the States, you've got a very similar mentality state to state. The guys in New York are fucking crazy. You get up into fucking Seattle and they're fucking crazy. Mm-hmm. It's just it's not it's a very similar crowd most nights. You know, everybody's very knowledgeable. It's one of the bands that's got a bit of history about it.
Right.
Yeah, you have an incredible legacy. Yeah. Everybody
knows about it. They're aware of it. They know about the the banter, let's say, between this band and the other band. They're very knowledgeable about that, and they get an opportunity to come to Maryland.
Yeah, just last weekend, right? Yeah.
So they can go see that.
Oh, that was this year. I missed it this year. That was you were at Maryland Death Fest,
Yeah.
Right.
Double the head.
Sure.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Was that a good gig, the Maryland Death Fest?
According to people, it was very good.
Yeah. It's a great festival.
Yeah.
It's the only thing America has. It's anything close to like.
Well, everybody just complained about the festival thing. I think Oz Fest was a possibility, and then it became some making machine. And that machine.
£795 for a fucking meet and greet with Black Sabbath.
£795.
I mean, it's insane. It's
insane. No, but that's
insane.
The nature of the business now. These guys, nobody's making money off record sales, so you have to figure out.
Yeah, I know, but when your ticket price is
I actually did that. I'm sure I did that, but I paid for that VIP thing with Black Sabbath. So I figured this is it.
Yeah, you shouldn't have to decide if you go to a concert and paying your rent.
Yeah.
But you're right, it's
what's the
insane.
reasoning? Is the reasoning that, they need to pay more?
No. Those guys are set. Those guys are set. They could stop working now.
Well, they
never
are.
have to
They
worry
are.
about it.
How much money did they blow, and whatever.
Yeah.
But,
True, but then you wouldn't get anybody in that situation.
No, you're right.
£750 a pop doesn't carry a bag of records in and get them fucking signed, do they? Because they'd be like,
well, also it's taking advantage of whatever the emotional attachment.
But this is it. We've
done
done shows where we did a show, a festival show before we were doing the Venom Inc thing, and we'd been at this table signing all this stuff, and then we had to go, and the girl was trying to rush us away, and I said, well, we just finished the last 3 things, and the kid came in with a fucking stack of Venom, everything for it. Boom, and put it down. It was like. And he just picked up a pen, started signing it to him, but you haven't got time. I said, this guy may have waited all his fucking life. Right. This may be the only opportunity he's ever going to have. I said, he's got to sign, he's going to sign.
Where do you draw the line? If he gets them signed and then the next person's got a road, do you stop there? Where do you stop?
Right.
Right. It's really awful.
You do it until you can't do it.
Yeah. I remember when I was a kid, I stood in line for 3 hours to meet Paul Stanley. I think I was 13 or 14 years old. And there were 2 people in front of me, and he got up and he said, "Thank you, goodbye." And I was heartbroken. I was heartbroken. So laugh all you want, but it's true. I was a kid. That meant a lot to me,
That's what you're going to do.
No, I like Kiss. I'm not laughing.
Right. So I mean, that guy
it's
is probably telling a story about how great you guys were to him, rather than bitching about not getting to do it like I am right now.
Exactly. Someone just took a message and went, when you do tomorrow night, is there going to be a meet and greet? I'm coming with my husband. He's like such a huge Venom fan, and it would be so great if we can meet you. And then I said, well, we don't do a meet and greet. I said, well, we'll be around. You'll see us while we're there, before we're there, after we're there. And I said, just come and grab one of us. I said, and you'll get whatever you need signed, and it'll be just as simple as that. We're there, you're there.
Are you guys going to record a live album on this? You should.
It's something we've thrown about from the beginning, because it was initially a live beast. And that was obviously, and we were getting good reactions, and we looked okay, and we went dying every night. We didn't look like shit. We were coming off and thinking, well, looked okay, we're feeling pretty good.
Well, now that you're on your second tour,
but now you've got other people saying, well, what about doing the proper album, or the proper deal?
Studio album.
So in theory, we shouldn't. In retrospect, we should be doing it this way around rather than putting the live album out.
Right.
True.
And then the studio album.
True.
Well, so don't you have the Empire of Evil has like a whole Venom mini album that's like you have a live album that came with.
We did a live album.
Yeah, I remember that because I have the Empire of Evil stuff, and there's like live Venom.
Yeah, but we didn't put any Venom stuff on the live one, did we?
No, you didn't.
But for Japan did, But they
I have the Japanese. That's why. It came with an extra disc.
Then, did it? But again, that was the thing. We didn't go out there to try and play Venom songs or anything else. Basically, you walk on stage with Mantas and they're gonna go, oh, fucking, it's Mantas, isn't it? And it's like, and they're going, can't you play a Venom song? Like, what do you want to hear? Of course, everything.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Well, send it. So I got them. Everybody sent lists in, and he put down the ones that he thought were ones from the list, and I put down, and then we looked at everything, and where we got 2 or 3 that matched, we went, okay, we'll do that, and we can do that, and we can do that. So when we went out, and people went, they're using that. It was like, no. They told us they want to hear it.
Right.
We didn't decide to do it. They said, can we hear it?
Yeah.
And it kind of even like this when we started with Tony, and after that explosion, it took us by surprise, and then we were getting booked before we'd even left Germany. I was like, they were going, oh my God, are you going to tour? Can you come here? Can you? It was like, well, that was kind of like a one-off. So we had to sit down and go, should we just fuck it? Let's just go until
you get to that point of like, what do you put in, what do you leave out? Like what I was saying before, you know, it's like.
So you have an amazing catalog. Yeah, you got a lot of stuff to deal with.
And what happens is the fans are going, oh fucking play that, oh fucking play that, and we try and sneak a couple of ones they're not expecting.
We're still from the background of leaving wanting home.
Right.
Yeah.
So we don't want to just keep going till the last guy walks out to go, cheers.
Yeah.
Just play for 9 hours. Cheers for finally playing Clarice. I know you've only got fucking 40 years to play Clarice. So you know what I mean? It's, you do what you're very aware of, like, people are going to want stuff back, makes them come back, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
Makes someone want to contact you on Facebook, makes someone to talk about it. Say, oh, wouldn't it be great if you did blah blah blah. I say, yeah, do you want me not to play Bloodlust? No, you're going to play Bloodlust.
We have a metalhead friend in Chicago. Saw you guys in Chicago on the last tour, and he just said it was the most insanely fun. Like for like 3 days, everybody all over was like, that was like the best show ever. They had so much fun. Yeah,
you've just used a little word there, fun. The fun element to Venom is something that a lot of people didn't get.
Yeah. Oh no, you guys are fun.
It was always there. Even Kronos, it was always there.
Yeah.
It was
Absolutely.
Maybe a little bit darker, but it was always there. But a lot of people don't get it. But this, okay, yeah, we're going on, we're being intense, and you know, people want to fucking throw fists in the air and throw the horns. But there's still a lot of fun about it. You know, there's a lot of smiling faces off us as well. You know, it's you know, there's a lot of.
We were talking about that before the show. You guys were always.
The band was always a
very positive. Like
Oh, and I would
say it is a very northern thing about you take the piss out of everybody and everything, and so it's quite a colloquial type of.
It's that kind of
fun thing,
like in adversity, sort of thrown up against what you get hit with, like we said before, and you know, you get the shit thrown at you, and you fucking stand up and fucking make fun of it. You know? It's always been the way.
hope it stays that way.
It always will.
That doesn't mean to say, you know, the music isn't taken seriously,
right?
Or the intent of some of the stuff isn't taken, and I think that.